Right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Monday, September 30th. Good morning, Rico.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for tuning in. We got lots of stuff to give away this week, and we are less than 24 hours away from October. So we're excited about that. It's going to be good because that's when the events around town start to step up. We got a new season of the Roadrunners coming up. The weather gets nicer. We did it. We made it through another summer.
We did
Knock
it.
on wood. We did it together, Rico. I mean, we were sweating a lot, but we held each other's hands and we walked on the surface of the sun.
That we did.
That's right. And we made it back the other side without even any melanoma. So that was good. I hope you guys had a good weekend. I know you were working. I didn't do much, to be honest with you.
You win.
Yeah, I guess. It was a nice antisocial weekend for me. But I had a little cold that I overcame, and the benefit of this was there was a lot of good stuff that was released to streaming services.
I was about to say, you watched all that Vince McMahon, huh?
I watched that a couple times, but again, that was a fluff piece and not worth your time if you're a wrestling fan. I know. It was basically introducing the world of wrestling to somebody who never heard a single story about the world of wrestling. So that wasn't great. But there were a bunch of other stuff that was. That Will and Harper from, Will Ferrell, that was pretty funny, a little documentary. I watched a documentary on Dee Antwoord. You remember Dee Antwoord?
Oh, of course I do.
Yeah, so Dee Antwoord was a superstar act that came out of nowhere in 2012, 2013. And they were the perfect rabbit hole YouTube act. Now, they're a South African duo, gangster rappers, if you will, who leaned heavy into the EDM lifestyle, but more importantly, it was all about their image, right? And their art, what they would create visually. Now they cultivated and tapped into a lifestyle that was called Zef, Z-E-F, which essentially is just like, think American white trash, trailer trash, right? So then in South Africa, of course, their crime rates are outrageous and their ghettos are super rough, right? Well, Ninja and Yolandi, they both came from this area, super white trash, not a pot to pee in type deal. And they capitalized off that, and they embraced it. They leaned into their ghetto-ness, if you will, and they created this beautiful, like circus sideshow type of imagery that go along with their music that ended up being pretty catchy. And they just blew up, became international superstars. And even with this documentary that's on Amazon Prime, I'm telling you, worth a watch if you're not even a fan of Dee Antwoord, because they don't even do things traditionally in anything that they do. They really are artists. And now, Ninja looks like he's Jesus. He's going with this whole Jesus look. I'm telling you, dude, when you look at a picture of current day Ninja from Dee Antwoord, he's got the beard, the brown hair, the long hair. He looks like Jesus. He's going with this whole Jesus thing. And
You gotta love watching the phases of people.
Yeah, and this was less than 10 years ago that they were on top of the world, and then they just kind of dropped off. And you're like, what have they been doing? Well, they've been living like royalty, trying to be the cosplaying as Jesus and creating art documentaries, and that's what this is. And
All right.
And I'm telling you, it was fascinating, it was informative, and it was wildly entertaining. So, yeah.
I gotta check that out.
You got to, dude. And because, again, the importance of Dee Antwoord in this genre of pop culture is I really look at them as the first act that was the rabbit hole act, right? Where you come across one Dee Antwoord music video and you're like, I got to know more about them, and you go down the rabbit hole.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All it takes is one music video and some obscure like avant-garde filmmaking they put in there, and you're like, what the hell? Who are these guys?
Yeah, yeah.
And they have that lady with the meh, meh, meh voice.
That's Yolandi.
Yolandi.
Yeah.
And they have the funny haircuts.
Yes.
You're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And it was in the midst of that era of the Fleet Foxes and all that kind of stomp music that was going on. Who are these guys?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And it was dark, like Marilyn Manson. It's kind of it seemed dangerous in every aspect of it. And it was gritty and ugly. It was beautifully ugly. It was so ugly, it was in your face. And you were just like, ugh. and you have to see more, you
Right.
know? And that was the art of the N-word. And so, yeah, like anyone who discovered them didn't just listen to their song 5 minutes. No, they spent 5 hours online looking at all the stuff that they could come across for the N-word when they first came across the N-word.
The only one who got close to that, I think, was like Death Grips. Something
Yeah,
with
but
like
not
that
even-
obscure, like out there, and like they have a fandom that's rabid.
Right. I would
So-
even look at that as more underground and more, niche than what the N-word was able to achieve. So,
Right.
it was fascinating. So again, on Amazon Prime, definitely that's my recommendation of the week for sure. But we're not going to talk about docs all morning long. We're going to talk about fun stuff that we can go out and do this week. Is your last chance to win tickets for Godsmack. Of course, Godsmack is performing this Saturday in Tucson, Alva Amphitheater. I'm going to give you an opportunity to win tickets for Godsmack every day this week. All you have to do is keep listening to the show. Also, we have tickets for Terror in the Corn. Of course, that's the fantastic, terrifying corn maze that
Nothing
we have.
to do with the musician Corn.
No.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, you should know by now. We'll go. I'm going to spook you with Terror in the Corn. I got those tickets. Also have tickets for the Tucson Reptile and Amphibian Show, which are going to have a Mark from Tucson Reptile and Amphibian in studio again. And
What? No way.
yeah, it's always fun. Yeah. I don't think he likes me, but it's always a good time when I have him in studio. I kind of mess with him a little bit. So, so those are just some of the items that we're giving away this week as far as your listener bait. So just keep listening for plenty of opportunities to win. And hopefully you'll be going rock out with Godsmack or any of those great shows. With that said, let's get this show moving. Got your Morning Moron coming up after Godsmack. Speaking of which, kicking things off with Green Day. Here's When I Come Around on Rock 102.1 KFMA. You know the name of the show. Let's go.
I heard you crying loud.
We're giving it. There we go. We're back here live on the podcast broadcast. Please welcome back in studio, very special guest, Chef Anthony.
Hi guys, how you doing?
You say Jermone? Jermone? No. How do you say your last name?
Drumgool.
Jumgool. Jumgool.
Not like Michael Jackson. Trombone.
It's funny because in each email, when they say Chef Anthony's coming in, they also have in parentheses how to say your last name.
Hell yeah.
I ignore it. I don't read it.
Trombone.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I get a little lazy when it comes to emails. I'll read the first sentence and stuff, and then I'll lose my. And I'm like, I'm over it. All right, but welcome back, Chef Anthony. So I won't say it on the air, but I will express to you that I think the initial bad blood was a misunderstanding, and rightfully so. But I asked Chef Ken right on this very show. I said, "Hey, man, what'd you do? You were a dick. You rolled your eyes before you announced the winner." And he goes, "Let me tell you why I rolled my eyes." Straight up said that. In fact, actually, I could have him actually say it. I do have the video.
I thought you were going to have him on the podcast. He's
No.
waiting behind the scenes.
I know, wouldn't that be great?
Like Royal Rumble.
Yeah, wouldn't that,
Ken.
yeah, wouldn't that be great? But no, I have it. Let me pull it up right here. I should have it in my files because he says it pretty clear, and it actually makes sense. Actually makes sense where I'm like, okay, I see this, but I want him to explain it, and not me as I'm kicking around and killing time. Trying to find this clip. Welcome to the podcast broadcast, everyone. Also,
Just want to play the wait music.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Let's see if I can just search it right here. I know I should have it ready already.
Oh, this is raw and real. This is real showbiz.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're trying to be raw.
Yeah, I'm trying to be
Yeah.
raw. Okay, Todd. I know. Like I could see before you even complain. I could get ahead of it.
Any preparation.
Yeah. All right, so I'm pulling up my emails. I'll be able to pull this up here in just a second. I know it's in my sent to, and I don't send out too many emails, so it should be easy to find. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. So we're hanging out here on the podcast broadcast with Chef Anthony from Oban, who's going to be participating in the Iron Chef competition that's going down this Saturday. On the podcast broadcast, I'm going to share with him Chef Ken's response to Anthony because there is a little bit of a blood feud growing here. And we'll see if that only just adds fuel to the fire or makes it a friendly competition. Who knows? Tickets are available at KFMA.com now. So, I mean, depending on which one you want to buy, you want to see blood feud or friendly
It's
competition?
like Iron Chef run by
Either way.
Dana White.
It's going down.
Yes, it's going to be the biggest Iron Chef competition in the history of Iron Chef competitions, and you don't want to miss it. KFMA.com. Coming up next, our favorite hippopotamus that's gone viral this year. You know the name?
Moo Deng.
Yes. Well, that's also a makeup trend. So your girlfriend's going to start looking like Moo Deng if she didn't already.
Too
you
late.
know? Join us, youtube.com/BeVegan, or keep it right here. Here's Lincoln Park. Yeah, all right. There we go.
You just pissed off half of Tucson.
I know. That's what I do. All right, let's see. I did send this to you. Did I say? Yeah, Chef Ken. Okay, yeah, it should be right there. This doesn't look like the clip.
I think we should edit it up to be like one of those dramatic, like, political campaign things. Like, Chef Ken said what?
Chef Ken said what? All right, here's what I got. Let's see if this works. I'm going to share screen. It should be the clip. We'll see.
It's Moo Deng.
Yeah, it's Moo Deng. Okay, got it. I think you hurt his feelings.
How'd I do that?
This is what he said yesterday. He said that he was videotaping, right, or filming. You revealed the winner.
Mm-hmm.
And on camera, like when you get the envelope, you open up the envelope, you see who the winner is going to be, and you roll your eyes. And then you sit there, right? And then you make the announcement. And he has it on film, and he had to show his colleagues, his managers, hey, am I tripping, or is this rolling his eyes right now?
All right, you want to know where I rolled my eyes?
Yeah, so you rolled your eyes. Okay, yes.
Because they put Oban, not his name,
Oh,
in the thing I was supposed to read.
right. Okay. Yeah, Oban is not the chef. That's
No.
the place where he is
It
the
wasn't
chef
meet the
at.
restaurant. It was meet the chef.
Yeah. All right, so that was the reason why he rolled his eyes. He rolled his eyes off
For
the
respect.
Yeah, at respect of your name, and also at the ineptness of our organization for just writing Oban, right? Like, how ridiculous is that?
The whole
And then
restaurant.
maybe he's about to make the announcement, and he's like, God, I forgot the chef's name right off the top of it. It could have been that, right? Right? So. Now, it's not necessarily a public apology, but if it does that kind of make sense as to why he would do that?
I mean, it could make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it could make sense
make
because I don't think, because honestly, I was kind of shocked that I was like, I don't see him as the type of guy who would disrespect somebody who's good at their craft. And he also went on to talk about how your dish was the best dish that night, and he knew you were going to win, and it did have those flavors, and so he put that dish up on a pedestal.
Okay.
And yeah, so then I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, and it was, like I said to you before, the dynamite bite of the night. So that bite did pop. So yeah, that was what they said.
Hell
so
yeah.
I still like the bloodthirst competition,
know.
but
Oh no, it's still gonna be a shootout. For sure.
yeah, it's like I still want to kick
let's
his
keep that
ass,
energy.
but respectfully. Now it's going in as like two fighters who know that they train hard for this.
Yeah.
Going in there.
He's
but-
like, I'm here to bake bread, not break, or bake bread, not break it with you, bro.
yeah.
All right? I'm not breaking any bread.
Let's get on the air here. That was Lincoln Park, but yeah, so we got to the bottom of it, but we're still advertising a blood feud. So if you want to see a blood feud, this Saturday is going down at Casino del Sol. So, as of right now, the misunderstanding was cleared up, but we're going to start talking smack about each other's mothers. And so that's something to look forward to. Chef Anthony, how you doing, my friend?
I'm good.
Now, you've had a busy Sunday. You just you revealed and unrolled. You got a brunch menu now at Oban. What is a sushi brunch?
So I mean, everybody automatically thinks sushi brunch.
Right.
But in Japan, there's the pretty extensive breakfast culture.
Really? Because I know
yeah, it's
we
a lot.
love it here in America, and especially in Tucson.
I mean,
tons
the
of breakfast
breakfast
places.
is a lot different.
Yeah.
It's broths, it's miso, sometimes fried stuff.
Okay.
So it's not your generic U.S. flapjacks and sweet stuff. You know what I mean? They're fueling up for a long day of work. Not just,
okay. It's a
just
practical.
corn syrup.
Yeah, they're not just not eating a bunch of starches and stuff like that. To
Right.
Make them tired for the rest of the day.
Right. They're fueling up for the day, so
yeah.
it's efficient, and yeah, it's smart.
E-fish.
Okay. So
I see what you did.
okay. So what am I gonna do to fuel up on a Sunday brunch? Now I could still probably drink mimosas and stuff, so I can get a little
definitely.
buzz.
We have mimosas and stuff. I mean, we can't go full Japanese market here.
Yeah.
Just because Tucson clientele is gonna be a little off.
Yeah, they'll
gonna
be
like,
scared.
what is that? But we did American classics with Japanese flair. So I mean, there is a miso stuffed French toast. So we incorporated red miso into mascarpone, and then we stuff that into Japanese milk bread, and then fry that off.
You say
And
miso, but to me, I'm thinking you so crazy for putting that together.
It is really good. And then we're doing some matcha pancakes. We are still developing the pancakes.
Yeah.
They will be turning into the the trendy souffle pancakes, those big jiggly ones.
Fluffy
Yeah,
pancakes.
I like my pancakes to have a little jiggle on them, you know?
You just smack them.
Yeah. I smack my pancakes where I eat them, yeah.
Flapjacks aren't the thing anymore.
I'm gonna eat those pancakes without a fork and knife.
These
Just gonna
pancakes
go
got-
face first in those pancakes.
Pancakes are
These
bad.
pancakes will have 3 C's in their name for sure. But yeah, we have the matcha pancakes with black sugar syrup, which is a traditional Japanese syrup. It's just raw, unrefined sugar that's been cooked down into a black syrup.
Yeah.
No Canadian influence.
We have a really, really good Bloody Mary right now. I would say it's probably up there with one of the best Bloody Marys in Tucson.
Okay.
It's
Well,
got-
yeah. I mean, those
It's
are
garnished with pork belly and shishitos and olives.
okay. Good. Yeah, because that's what I like. I like my my Bloody Marys to be meals in themselves.
Yeah, it's got to be a little snack.
Yeah, it gotta be. It's gotta be the appetizer,
Yeah,
right?
for
And
sure.
then so you skip the appetizer, go right to the fueling brunch. So it's still developing and evolving, but brunch at Oban is the newest thing to fuel you up for the day. So I mean, out of all those, to be honest, because I know that you're somewhat of like a scientist when it comes to food as well, so you know which foods kind of ingredients give you the necessary, how they're gonna make you feel, right? So with that said, like if I was to Sunday, right? So I'm gonna pregame, I'm gonna day drink, watch football, but I need to eat something that's gonna give me the energy to last throughout the day. What's the item that I'm gonna order first and foremost out of all of it?
So those ones that I mentioned are definitely, they're going to be on the kitchen side. So the sushi side, we added 3 new crispy rice. 2 of them are going to be Benedict style crispy rice. So
Wow.
it's sushi rice that's been deep fried into little cakes. And then one of them is a miso salmon Benedict. So we made a miso glaze. We marinate the salmon in that miso glaze, and then we bake it off, and it gets hit with a miso and sriracha hollandaise.
Yeah,
Well,
with the poached egg.
with the 64-degree egg from our sous vide eggs.
A 64-degree egg.
Yeah,
What is
it's a
that?
little different.
Yeah, what makes that different? What's different for what's a 64-degree egg compared to a poached egg? What do you?
So the process of doing it, but also the internal temp of the egg yolk. So 64-degree eggs, those eggs are cooked in the shell in a circulator
Yeah.
in the sous vide for an hour. Or, well, a little bit less than an hour to get that desired temp. But poaching, you drop straight into vinegar water or acid water, and then it's done within. You're just cooking the white, the egg.
Yeah.
The yolk is still very raw. These are a little bit more on the gummy. They do have a little bit more texture to them.
So it won't be runny yolk, but it
Not
will
full-blown runny yolk,
Yeah,
but-
but it will still blend with the hollandaise,
Yes.
the sriracha style hollandaise sauce. Yeah, you're a mad scientist.
We're
Yeah,
also doing a crispy lox too. So it's your basic salmon lox setup, but on a crispy rice and just plated a little bit more elevated.
You said it. I mean, I got to go there to try the Benedict. I'm a Benedict man. You know what I mean? So I always appreciate a unique Benedict. And I think really, when it comes to breakfast culinary arts, like that is the dish that most chefs like experiment with and can expand on.
Yeah, it's
more
one of
so
the
than
most
anything else.
versatile. You can.
Yeah.
Well, I can watch Gordon Ramsay egg videos for hours.
Yeah, exactly. Just how to
What's
make the
going on?
perfect scrambled eggs. But I mean,
Doing it
in
wrong.
town, there's so many places that are just like, they go beyond the traditional eggs Benedict, and they're like, no, we're going to just whip together all different types of styles. I'm thinking like Baja Cafes or
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
you'll
Baja is
you'll
a bunch
see.
of-
Oh, yeah. They
Yeah,
got
they have-
20 different Benedicts. So, and I had them all, honestly, to decide which one's my favorite. Now I got to try sushi-inspired Benedicts at Oban. for
Always something
brunch.
new, man.
And that's only available on Sundays, huh?
Yeah, Sundays 10 to 3 right now.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, so they got you working basically around the clock. We'll continue our conversation with Chef Anthony, and you can see him as he competes this Saturday for the title of Iron Chef, facing off against our 2-time reigning defending champion, Chef Ken from Dante's Kitchen. More on Beef Vegan Presents, but we'll keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan. Music on the way from The Offspring on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Yeah, that's good. Do you got
That sounds
pictures
incredible.
of that? Yeah, of the
I don't know if I
like
have
on
any-
social media that I could pull up.
They should, hopefully.
All right. Well, while we're looking for that, we're gonna do our morning moron. But coming up, we're gonna talk about this Moo Deng, craze, viral craze about the Moo Deng makeup, and then Rico's gonna give us a rundown of all the things Moo Deng that people have been talking about, and then also there's a guy who listed a bunch of things he wished he knew before starting to use a penis pump. So.
Didn't follow the instructions, huh?
Yeah. So wise
Shame.
words from a man who bought a penis pump and, in hindsight, wish he knew these things. We're going to share some of that as well. Plus, some viral videos that broke out in Tucson, courtesy of TMZ Tucson, shows that we don't have any police in this town whatsoever. So we'll get to that and more on the podcast. Stick around. Here's your morning moron, the first ever father-son Dewey. Check it out. It's for Godsmack. Not yet. But this morning, in fact, actually at 8 o'clock this morning, I'll give you your first opportunity to win tickets for Godsmack. So all you got to do is keep listening. Of course, they are performing this Saturday at Ava Amphitheater. It's now 6:14 and time for your morning moron. Let's do this. Oh, it's a father-son morning moron. And usually they say the apple doesn't fall too far from the dumbass tree. And that's usually, and that's the case here in this situation. I get it. A 24-year-old in Southwest Oregon flipped his car Tuesday night and had to be airlifted to the hospital. Now, that's sad, obviously. Police say he was driving home from the bar, and alcohol may have played a part in the role. So, basically, drunk driving flipped his car. Not good. And, obviously, we're not celebrating that he got hurt, but, at the same time, he should not have been driving drunk in that situation. So, once he's out of the hospital, he'll definitely be facing a DUI charge. Now, on the bright side, if you want to look at positivity, if you want to see the silver lining, this could be a bonding experience between him and his father. Okay? Because his dad showed up to the scene of the crash, and then he got a DUI.
Oh, God.
Yes. 53-year-old Jonathan Krabill pulled up in his own vehicle smelling like booze, and police say he was uncooperative and wouldn't take a breathalyzer because he's like, yeah, you're not here for me, you're here for my son. Well, now I'm here for you too, sir.
No.
You just drove. I see you get out of the car. You left the keys in the ignition. It's still running. And I understand your frantic nature because you're concerned about your son,
Right.
but you could have Ubered here. So they gave him a field sobriety test. He failed it miserably, and now he's facing charges for driving under the influence and refusing to provide a breath sample. Okay, so this is a situation, one of those rare situations where you get the father-son Dewey. Now, it's still a bonding experience, and, hopefully his son will make a full recovery. He'll learn his lesson. He'll never drink and drive again, maybe never even drink again. All right. And at the same time, now they could spend quality time together going to alcohol classes, with community service, all the type of fun stuff. That's a drag doing it by yourself. But now you can bond with your dad.
You and Pops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's court mandated father-son quality time.
Right.
Yeah, this should fill the hole in their souls that make them want to drink too much in the first place. I really look at it as seriously like this is a beautiful story.
They both
unfolding.
start fights together. Like, you take that one, I'll take that one. All right, Dad, let me show you.
Yes, but this is the first time, I think, in a very long time that we had the generational morning moron. So, I got the son and father at the same time getting the honors, and both of them will be today's morning moron. Congratulations, and I hope that your love grows strong from this.
Yeah.
Real quick, sweetest nightmare, did I advocate drunk driving accidentally? Because I didn't mean to,
Man, it's art. It's all subjective.
Whoa, okay. Well, with that, I wasn't subjectively trying to advocate drunk
Of course
driving.
not.
But yes, the father shouldn't have been driving drunk. I want to make sure I didn't accidentally say, there's scenarios where you should drive drunk and you shouldn't drive
The
drunk.
segment was called Morning Moron, not Morning Hero, dude.
Yeah, but see, my goal every time I do Morning Moron is not to make myself sound like the Morning Moron in the situation.
Oh.
Yeah, I like to point fingers at people who I feel are dumber than me.
The classic approach. Yeah.
Yes, as opposed to making me the Morning Moron, which does happen. Let's see. I think 40 Below won the contest. What's 40 Below? All right. So I'm trying to catch up in the comments, obviously, but keep those comments coming and appreciate everybody watching the stream. Also, like to give a birthday shout out to my boy Enzo45 on YouTube. He never watches the stream live, always watches the replay. And we've talked with him before. He watches the show from Pennsylvania. And, today is his birthday. He wanted to shout out, and I remembered. Look at me. God love, though, man. It's crazy, too, because obviously we got our streamers who are joining the show each and every day, which I appreciate. And what's great is we're growing this, this community of people are watching the podcast on demand later, right? So the minority of people watch the stream live, right? The
Enzo's
majority.
the video game streamer?
Huh?
Is Enzo the video game streamer?
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
It's like a guy that wears like a blue suit.
No, I don't
okay.
have any
I was
famous
like,
streamers. Yeah.
I was
like,
like,
dang,
okay.
dude.
Yeah.
You got a Twitch fandom.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, dude.
Oh, it's a big deal. I don't know. I mean, I got this guy commenting right now. Never heard of him. He's Mr. Beast. Yeah, he's a big fan of the show.
Mr. Big Wang Big Dong 69's watching. He's a great fan.
We definitely got that as a viewer, but it's great to see kind of the progress and how the stream is growing. So I appreciate it all. We're gonna get on the air here talking about Moo Deng, which I know that you've been on the tip for. Do you know about Moo Deng?
That's that little hippo that everybody's like.
Everybody's
People
talking
know about it involuntarily. They're like, yeah, I know. I'm a hippo.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat it.
Is the hippo that adorable
Little
that
baby
you're just
hippo?
like, I have to Moo Deng him? I have to do all things Moo
I
Deng?
wouldn't say that. Don't
Okay.
Moo Deng him.
Yeah.
Do people eat hippo meat in other countries? I wonder.
I'm assuming. It's
Okay.
a lot of meat,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, what would you assume?
but they're also extremely dangerous.
Yes.
Well, another reason to eat them. In fact, actually,
We win.
if there's one place that you should eat hippos, it's probably Colombia because all of
The
Pablo
murders.
Escobar's hippos
yeah,
are breeding
yeah,
out of control. Remember, so back in his heyday, Pablo Escobar, basically like any kind of rich lunatic, started his own little zoo, and he imported hippos into Colombia. And then, of course, he got murdered by authorities, and those hippos ended up breeding out of control, and now they are not only an invasive species, but a very dangerous species that end up murdering people like
Yeah, they're brutal,
locals
man.
in Colombia. And you can't see them coming. They'll bust out there like worse than like alligators in a swamp, right? Use little bubbles in the river, and next thing you know, you're getting chomped by a hippo.
It's like the scene from
With-
Jurassic
with
Park,
the
like
dullest
velociraptors.
teeth in the kingdom.
Yes, so they chew you long time, right? Just painful chomps, right? But they are adorable when they're babies, right? Like, look at this beautiful little killer. Like, oh, this little murderer.
You just want to pick them up.
Yeah.
It's like baby anythings are adorable.
Yes, it's true.
Killers.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer as a baby was a good-looking
He's
baby,
probably
right?
the cutest.
Yeah, but Moo Deng, of course, for whatever reason, has gotten the internet's attention. So much so they're starting trends. So we're gonna get on the air to get a little backstory of Moo Deng from Rico, and then talk about the stupid latest viral trend that's happening, where women are trying to make themselves look like Moo Deng. Yeah, and there's a way to do it apparently. Would you date a girl who's Moo Denging it?
Yeah.
As long as it's not Moo Dong.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yes, not dung-like, yeah. Or Mudong.
I was about to say instantly no, but I'm like, yes, because it'd be a good story.
Yeah. And these days, you never know who might Mudong. It's I get
It's
surprised
2024.
all the time when I'm just like swiping, like left, right. Oh, wow. Pretty good. Left. But I was close. That was pretty good.
Yeah, grow hold.
Yeah, Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're live here on the podcast broadcast, and might as well, since we're also on the internet, talk about Moo Deng because everybody else on the internet is, right? Now, when did this phenomenon begin, Rico?
I guess a few weeks ago.
You started seeing it pop up on your algorithm?
Everybody did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Your
that's
mom,
for
your
sure.
aunt, your grandma knows about Moo Deng.
Yeah, Moo Deng is a baby hippo, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Tell
A
me-
pygmy hippo.
Okay, tell me everything you know about Moo Deng.
Well, according to the BBC,
All right.
every day for the last few weeks, thousands of people have made their way to Khao Kiao Open Zoo in Thailand. One recent weekend, around 20,000 people visited to see the 2-month-old mammal eat and play, according to the independent newspapers. These guests hope to catch a glimpse of a celebrity so significant she's attracted international attention on social media and inspired a range of beauty tutorials with her rosy cheeks. That's Moo Deng, the piggy hippopotamus known for her tiny stature and mind-boggling cuteness.
Now, is this hippo going to be full size, or is it always going to be pygmy? Is pygmy kind of like a
a tinier
dwarf?
species,
Yeah,
yeah.
tiny?
Yeah, they're minis.
Yeah. So are Americans eventually going to try to breed these
And sell them.
Yeah.
And
Miniature
adopt
farm. I
them.
want one too.
Yeah.
Just a mini farm of everything small.
Yeah, well, that would be awesome. And then you would also feel like a giant when you're walking around farming. Well, yes, as far as you mentioned something about the makeup inspiration in that, right? That is a legit thing. The Moo Deng has inspired a beauty trend. And makeup artist May Pang created a look inspired by Moo Deng called the Moo Deng, where it's they say she has everything: dewy skin, great halo eye, and a zest for life. So beauty influencers are starting to use pink blushes, glossy lipsticks, and silky creams to copy Moo Deng's glowing appearance. So if you go out to the bar, you might end up inadvertently being attracted to a pygmy hippo in a way.
Exactly. I was like, that's what you want? Okay.
Yeah, that's
I
what
want
they're
to look like
going
a
for.
hippo.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay.
That's the future that we live in right now. Now, yeah, so the glowing appearance is part of it, but again, the dewy eyes, all that, it's part of a TikTok makeup trend that more and more women are starting to incorporate. And they attribute it to Moo Deng's enchanting eyes and diva-like disposition. That's what they're just saying, describing this pygmy hippo.
Pygmy
I
hippies.
know.
Oh, that's the new one, dude. Oh shit.
No, I know.
Woodstock 2024.
Yeah, baby.
But this trend's not just on TikTok. In fact, actually, retailers are jumping on board with Sephora and Ulta jumping on the trend. And it seems like, more and more women are going to Moo Deng in 2024. And I did not see this coming. But
I'm surprised there's not a dance yet.
Oh,
There's going to be one. They already have a cryptocurrency with Moo Deng. They already have that now. I'm like, this is insane.
yeah. They're really a Moo Deng cryptocurrency. huh?
Yeah, already.
Is it small currency? Like what?
I don't know what the market cap is, but I'm going to buy some after this.
Hopefully it's not pygmy.
Yeah, exactly. No, your profits are going to be very big.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
for sure. That's a guarantee. All right, so let's keep the conversation moving on to podcast broadcast because I got some viral videos that I can only show on the internet, and it has to do with Tucson because those street takeovers, they're reaching a whole nother level, and TMZ Tucson is here to document it all. It's crazy to see how long these kids could take over an intersection with no fear of any police showing up for any time soon. So much so that they literally lit a car on fire. They're going to be watching that and more on the podcast broadcast stream. Join us, youtube.com/beefvegan. Yeah, this thing is insane.
They're waiting for
Yeah,
Dom
it's-
Toretto to show up.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I mean, I look at this too, and I'm just like, if I was 17, 18 years old, I would be in that group. I was that kid, right? Definitely with all. So I'm not going to bag on these kids. These kids are bored. This is what
Right.
they're doing to entertain
That's weird when you get
themselves.
to this age, you look at that like, okay, they're bored.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not justifying it by any means, but it also it does as this continues to grow out of hand. It's making it painfully clear to anyone who notices that we are severely understaffed when it comes to police officers in this town, and that's the scariest part about this. Yeah, is that literally they can go and just take shit over.
it's Wild West style.
Yeah.
Like roving gangs.
Yeah, if you guys didn't see it, here's the video in question that we're talking about, courtesy of TMZ Tucson. Check this out. Yeah, so this
She
car,
just commented on it not that long ago.
yeah, so this
Really?
car was like, was it stolen? Yeah.
Yeah.
So they stole this car,
And joyrided it.
joyrided it, and then it went in and said, okay, we're going to do a takeover in the middle. And that's why everybody is throwing shit at this car, trying
Whoa.
to damage the car as he's doing donuts around this takeover. Tons of kids there. This is on 12th and Drexel, yeah. So east side here. Is that east side? South side? Okay.
Those are some Southside activities. For sure.
East side, south side.
Oh, no,
It's
not
all-
east side. No.
It's all the same in this town, though. You know what I mean? Like, there's really, like, the imaginary dividers, it's all Tucson, you know? They keep it real all over.
Yeah.
Feeling like Rick James or Eddie Murphy's couch right now. a selfie away. That's going to be his dating profile. See, look at him. There, right there. 100%. And there they go. They just straight up set it on fire. Smacking kids. Obviously, it's going to be. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We see it all the time. Yeah, so TMZ Tucson did post on there the woman commenting, talking about this is her car, which obviously sucks to see.
It'd be fun to forward that to the insurance company and be like, yeah, that's what happened.
Claim.
Yeah.
Can't really,
I don't know if there's any fine print that's like badass teenage kids steal your car. You're insured, but
They're like, you seem liable.
that is not a natural disaster for sure.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. It's not a natural disaster. You don't have it covered. You know, that's what you get for buying a Kia.
So was a Kia. These poor Kias, man.
Kia boys.
Yeah.
Yep.
The update was that it was stolen from a single mother at her apartment complex, and and that was just one of the things. In fact, she commented on there. There was another video that showed a crazy guy jaywalking across the street getting hit, but I'm not going to show that on the broadcast stream because
It's pretty brutal.
Yeah, and YouTube won't allow it. So Twitter will allow anything. You gotta love Twitter for that. But so that was part of what went viral this weekend, of course, courtesy of TMZ Tucson, and it's just nuts, dude. But let's cleanse our palate with we had the bad news. And of course, Hurricane Helene has hit the Gulf area and that part of the country really bad. And there's tons of like bad news that we could share on this, but there was one, I will say semi good story of a weatherman who's out there reporting and comes across a woman who's stuck in her car when rapid flooding started to overtake her car. And so at first the weatherman on the air is like, we called 911, someone's coming out to get you, while they're watching this woman drown, right? Which obviously was a bad look. Finally, he came to his senses and he's like, you know what? I got this. Check this out.
And she's screaming right now. I just called 911. Fire department is coming in. We got you. 911, they're coming. You're good. You're good. Tight. Oh man, it's a situation. We will get back to you in a little bit. I'm gonna go see if I can help this lady out a little bit more, you guys. I'll be back.
Moments ago,
Fox
Weather's Bob Van Dillen saved a woman trapped in a car. Look at that.
He's saving her.
He called 911 for her. Bob is going to join us coming up. That guy is a hero. Wow.
That guy
so I just said, you know what? I
realize
realize I'm with you guys. I'm on the air, but I can't let it go. So I just I dropped everything and I took my wallet out of my pants and I went in there, waded in about chest deep. And the water's actually rising and getting up into the car itself. So I told her, okay, undo your seatbelt. And she undid her seatbelt. And I said, let me have your phone, let me have your bags. And then put on my back. And then we walked in. So she's short. She's probably about this tall. So I put her on my back and just brought in. She's fine. She was in shock. She was cold, shivering. So I gave her one of my shirts. And she was in our car just warming up. About 10 minutes later, the fire department came, saw that we were okay. And they went on to the next rescue, wherever they're going.
Good for him.
Yeah, very good. I have two developments in this. You know, first and foremost, that man in question was fired for violating their insurance policy. You can't be the news when you're reporting on the news. But on the bright side, the woman he rescued is now pregnant with his baby. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's a guarantee shag. That's a guarantee shag.
Goodness.
I mean, you literally just like fireman her out.
Right.
Like, let me carry you like a little baby. Yeah, I got
All
you.
in a day's work.
Yeah, making me feel strong even though I know the water is carrying most of the weight. Yeah.
If I was him, I would have hired some crew to like do like a fake explosion behind where the car blew up and there's like alligators in the water, make him look more badass.
You get AI,
done that for him.
for their wedding video.
Right?
I think absolutely that's going to be the case. Yeah. So
it's like, that was easy. I'm a hero now. Cool.
we did videos for Oban and you to promote Iron Chef. What are you doing to prepare for Iron Chef? Just working nonstop? I mean, have you had a chance?
That's what I'm doing until Friday.
Yeah.
It's just how it works right now.
Are they going to give you any time off for this? I mean, you've been doing a hell of a lot of like good promotion for Oban.
I have Friday and Saturday off. I'm probably going to take Sunday off after too, because my girl's birthday is the day of Iron Chef.
Oh,
She's
wow.
gonna be on stage with me. She's one of my sous.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, we're gonna be, and then her birthday party's the next day, so I'll probably take that off.
Nice. Are you saying? Did you get a hotel room at the?
No.
Should have done that.
I should have.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks, Beef.
I still got 5 days.
Yeah, they should have offered.
They
honestly.
should've.
Right?
I know, Desert Diamond does have a hotel tower there at that location, which is good. That was one of the benefits of Casino del Sol and Iron Chef. Benefits and also unfortunate because I lost a ton of money from Iron Chef just partying after.
Blackjack.
Yeah. With all the free cocktails and everything, and at the table.
They'll
and,
get you.
Oh, it will get you every time, man. But it's something to look forward to. But yeah, okay. So you're just going in, being like, I'm trusting these skills. And did you make any mock-up menu items? Nothing.
No, I haven't ran anything yet. Like I said, I have Friday off, so Friday will be crunch day at my house.
Yeah.
Just going over recipes and quick fire stuff just to see the flavor Bible, just to.
And do they tell you what the secret ingredient is on Friday?
So they'll tell us 3 possibles
on
Friday.
Oh, okay.
So you have
And
to come
then-
up with your menu from those 3. Yeah.
Yeah, and then day of is when we hear. We did have a meeting last Thursday and got the pantry list of stuff that will be in the pantry.
Okay.
But they kept it. They let you look at it for 10 minutes and then they take it away.
Oh, well.
So
So
strict.
It's exclusive.
yeah. And then I thought about it and I'm like, dang, well, if they didn't do that last year, then he's got the same list from the previous year.
No, I'm sure
But
they did that every year.
I'm assuming.
Trust me, there's nothing new that they're doing. They almost inherited this. This company did. So they've just basically
Who had it before?
Well, it was Scripps. It was a different media company. So Mix,
okay.
Mix is the kind of the one behind Iron Chef Tucson, right? So when our company bought that station, we kind of inherited that as our event.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but they're pretty much just following the blueprint of that. Yeah. And trying to stay true to it, and rightfully so. A couple things have changed, obviously, with the change of venue. That was one of the things that changed the date, and it just happens to land on literally the busiest day in this city in the entire year. Yeah, like we went through a whole
So much stuff
drought
going
of events in the entire summertime, and then on this Saturday for this station alone. I'm promoting like 4 different things. Godsmack being one of them. Yeah, dude, we haven't had a major band in town for this genre of music for fucking 4 months, and then we do it on the day that's Iron Chef. Yeah, I'll be at MSA Annex that night for High in the Desert. Hosting that. Yeah, you gotta have that. Weed Reggae Festival, and I'm all about that. So
I might have to go over there.
yeah, your celebration should be there.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll save you some dabs and all that good stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. And that's just really the tip of the iceberg. There's so many other things that are going on this. But
Go figure.
yeah.
That's wild.
I know. It's kind of the luck of the draw. They didn't do that on purpose, obviously.
Yeah, it's just how it worked.
Yeah, they're like, oh, here's a Saturday that'll work, and be like, yeah.
And then I think Tucson Night Fight is the next day. Or the
No, that's
Monday.
next week. Yeah, not this week. Oh no, not
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah, it's
No,
following
not
Monday.
today. The Monday. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I'm gonna be
Monday.
a judge in that as well.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, you should come out and show up. If you win,
It's
if you
fun.
win, you should come out and show off your your trophy.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah. If you
Where's the last one
lose-
at?
Public House Union.
Yeah, Union,
Mhm.
which is on stage and in the big
good
little
spot.
plaza.
In the plaza.
Yeah, it's a great place for the finale. Always fun each and every year, and I love being a judge. That's what I don't like about Iron Chef because I'm never a judge for Iron Chef, and these are a lot of good meals that I would literally get full from just eating all of them. I don't take a bite. I'm like, no, I don't judge by the first bite. I judge by the 4th bite.
Yeah.
So
Like my palate. I need to refresh it again.
Can I get a second plate?
yeah. The penis pump stuff we'll talk about on the stream, but on the air, I'm going to try to protect your brand. So let's do this.
That's the secret ingredient.
Rocco 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're live here with Chef Anthony, who is going to be participating and competing to become the next Iron Chef of Tucson this Saturday at Desert Diamond Casino. Now, Chef, let me ask you this question. When you want to go out and eat and have something where you're going to be blown away, because I'm sure you have high standards, and every great chef is a great foodie as well, because you're going to recognize, shortcuts very easily. You're going to recognize staleness and, just boring, uninspired dishes. So when you go out and eat and take your girl out to eat to have a good experience, where are some of the places you're going around town?
So recently, yesterday after brunch, I actually went to Tito and Pep for the first time, and I was blown away.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you order at Tito and Pep?
I went with the hamachi special just to, I'm a fish guy.
Yeah, you can't escape it.
Whatever. But, and no, I actually, when the dish got brought out, I was like, oh, damn, they might have a future sushi chef in the back based on the cuts.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, I don't like walking into restaurants and being like, oh, I could poach that guy, poach that guy. But I was like, that was my first response. Was like, oh, shit.
You were kind of...
I could use a person with knife skills like this, to join the team.
Oh, Scott. But yeah, restaurants are going to allow you to come in.
Hide your chefs, hide your wife. He's coming up in here.
I mean, it's an unthing. I've never stole anybody from another restaurant necessarily, but if you want to work for me, you can come work for me.
Right. Yeah.
I
never stole a girl either, but my girl did have an ex.
But also we went to PY the other day, and Ryan Clark took care of us.
Oh yeah.
And that was probably the best meal I've eaten all year.
Really?
Sure.
At PY Steakhouse
PY, yeah.
inside Casino del Sol, Chef Ryan Clark is a 3-time Iron Chef champion. So I think that's actually good as you go in to Iron Chef to kind of see the previous champions work, get inspired by them. So what was the dish that was your best dish of the year that you had at PY?
I mean, it would probably have to be the snow beef. It's
That's what you ordered from at PY?
Oh, he sent it out. I didn't. He did
Yeah. Oh, that's good. So
Yeah, I know.
He came, he hooked it up.
Were you with your girl here too? Look
And
at that.
him and my girl know each other because he paid for her books to go to culinary school.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, wow.
And so her and Ryan Clark she worked for him at Lodge in the Desert.
A lot of history there, yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even just smooth, but seriously, this is the best scenario here.
Yeah.
And I've done this, and I made friends with chefs. So, like, when I go to Oban, chef, I would do the same thing where it's like, tell me what you, like give me whatever you would give, right? Like, I just want your pick because I trust your choice over the menu and my choice any day of the week. So you sit down at PY, and Chef Ryan Clark just said, I got you. And then he sent out, say this dish again.
Oh, it's the best.
Snow beef. So it's Japanese Wagyu that is aged in the mountains in snow.
What?
Yeah, it was.
Bro.
We have A5 Wagyu at the restaurant.
Yeah.
And
At
I've
Oban?
eaten that, you know what I mean? It's really good. It's
Yes.
great protein.
He
But
puts
I
the plate
didn't
down as like
know-
10 Sherpas died to bring this to you. Like, wow, thanks.
I didn't realize that you could go a step above that.
Yeah.
And it was insane.
Can you taste? I mean, can you really taste the difference when you have that quality? I mean, it's aged in the snow in the mountains, right? Can you taste the altitude? Can you taste the fresh snow? Is it possible to do that?
No, but I mean the tenderness of these cows are already tender as it is, but I don't know if the enzymes in the snow or whatever they're doing.
Right.
Because I don't even know if it's in cheesecloth or if they're just putting raw beef into clean snow or I don't know any of the process.
It's like the surviving passengers from the movie Alive.
Right.
They were so delicious.
Yeah, they were great.
No wonder. Yeah, they stayed up there a
cows.
couple extra months. I hear that they hid from rescue coppers for a couple months until they ran out of all that great delicious cuts. But no, that's
that was definitely really, it was amazing. And then we just did the tasting menu. So we just in your hands, you send us whatever your team's working on, and everything was great.
God, that's awesome. Is the tasting menu available to the public?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they do a 5 and an 8. You can do it with wine.
Okay.
It's a little bit extra, but it's definitely well worth it.
Nice. All right. And then what would you suggest if somebody's going to Oban if they want to have the best foodie experience, right? So of course, obviously there's going to be noobs coming in. You're going to give them something that is a safe bet. But you're talking about okay, you take eating seriously. This is what you should order when you walk through, and I'm your chef.
So just like the tasting menu at the casino, if you come in and sit at the sushi bar and ask me for an omakase, an omakase is a Japanese tasting menu.
Oh, nice.
It's off the
That's
cuff.
like code word, though.
I'm going to write that down.
Omakase, omakase.
You
gotta
come
say it
in and
Over and over.
I'll ask you what your budget is, just to see what we're working with.
I'm
and
a
I
broke.
can do-
I'm a broke.
Then come in during
No
happy
money.
hour. Happy hour every day, 4 to 6.
Okay.
Everything's half off.
Okay.
I'll call it an omakase. You can just order.
Omakase light.
No, but like I've done them at people's houses. I did a catering about 6 months ago for a guy that was in hospice, and his last
Oh, wow.
request was for me to come do a 14 course with his family.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, it was life changing. This year's been insane, and that was one of the starting factors of like holy shit, like
Well,
this.
you can't say
Oh,
that. Yeah. That's all
just
right, I
like,
got
yeah, it was wild, and to be able to give him his last meal because he died 2 days after.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because he's like, this is
unfortunately.
time. Yeah, no, but he's like, tap out. I want to go out on top with this. So
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
the highest compliment you can ever get.
yeah,
Absolutely.
no, definitely.
Wow.
It was it blew my mind. And I had did a catering for him. They had called me like a month before, and I had did it for him, and he was a lot more active. He was able to eat by himself. He still was having issues, but like he was there joking with us. He was hilarious.
yeah.
And after that dinner, he was like, I would like one more before I leave.
Yeah.
If you could make it happen. And I was like, okay. I had new menu change at the restaurant, all kinds of stuff, vacation. And I was like, I'll make sure this happens. And then the day of, they had texted me and were like, hey, we just want to give you a heads up. Like, it's a lot different from the last time you were here. He can't talk. He can't eat by himself. He can barely chew. We know you did this menu already, but most of these things he can't physically eat. In the state they were, like I would just chop it up smaller or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But him and his family loved every bit of it, and
I bet.
it was insane to have him like pull me in after the first one and tell me like, this was great, like thank you so much, even though it hurt.
Yeah.
I could see it.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Wow.
That's great, and it just shows the power of food. You know, the universal language of food and culinary arts, and that's great. Well, it's been so far a fantastic year of growth for you, and your an accomplishment, and hopefully you'll continue to increase that momentum and wrap it like a bow around it by winning Iron Chef for the very first time and upsetting our reigning defending champion, Chef Kenneth Foy from Dante's Kitchen. You're going to find out for yourself live and in person if you buy tickets to Iron Chef at KFMA.com today, because it's going down this Saturday at Desert Diamond, Sayurita. We're going to keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast, wrap things up with a beef tip after these words. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Nice.
One thing I did want to ask,
sweet.
too, you've been to Japan, I'm assuming. No.
No.
I thought you had.
What?
It's like a perfect place for you. Yeah.
Are you eating fish? You can still talk into the mic. Are you eating fish like 7 days a week?
No, I try to stay away from it.
You try.
I fish twice a week. Like on my days off,
Where are
I
you
go,
fishing?
I
Where
go
you
to
fish?
Silverbow.
Really?
Yeah,
Like a good
I caught
fisher?
two bass over there.
Oh.
I caught bluegill, catfish.
Do you make them? Do you eat them?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I got
that's-
family in Alaska. I can bring you some wild Alaskan salmon soon.
Hell yeah, I'll trade you out
Yeah.
for sushi.
There we go.
Barter system.
Ooh.
Damn, I got nothing. Oh, yeah, I trade
So
Well, I got
good.
some dishes for you to wash.
yeah, I got
then I got
dishes to
I got a
wash.
shift meal for you.
All right, there you go. I'll take a
makashe.
shift meal. I do love shift meals. Here, before we get into this, okay, this is something we wouldn't say on the air, but I do want to get to this content because I found this wildly fascinating. Now, I never used the penis pump. I definitely have heard people swear by them, right? I remember a girl, her name was Sugar. Was that her real name? Who knows?
This story's on uneven ground already. I love it.
Was her boobs like inflated to be the largest, most overstuffed breasts you've ever seen in your life? Absolutely. In fact, that you felt like if you put a pin to them, they would burst. She would burst.
Shoot her across the room.
Yeah, she just stretched the skin out. It just seemed unreasonable. It was way too much. And actually, I had my buddy, he had relations with, Sugar, and did say it was too much, right? So there is a such thing as too much. But she said she was dating another guy. It was kind of like her sugar daddy, and he swore by the penis pump. And she told me one day I'm gonna swear by it. And I'm like, yeah, right. I'm 29 years old at the time. Like, yeah, nah, long and strong, baby. Don't need no penis pump. Now, there was a guy who actually just, he Austin Powers himself, and he's like, I'm going to go ahead and invest in a penis pump. But he also wrote a list of things he wished he knew before he started using the penis pump. These are all fascinating things, right? His name's Aaron Marino. And now he's no longer a stranger to the magic of the penis pump and has become an advocate of the product, all right? Assuming that it's used correctly. So apparently you could use it incorrectly. And these are the 6 things that he said he wished he knew before he started, pumping up. All right. First and foremost, thickness. All right. So it's more of a factor during intimacy than most guys realize. And in fact, it can be more impactful when it comes to length. So the right pump can help you with girth. So you just keep pumping it out. Right. So that helped him out. But he wished he knew about injury. Because if you get over aggressive with one of these things, you can really hurt yourself. If you notice mild bruising or red dots, back off a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like going to Quick Trip and doing a little nozzle thing with the air pump and
Yeah, and they have the automatic shut off, and they tell you when the magic number is.
None of that.
No. You'd be like you're at Circle K. You could blow it up until your tire explodes. Right? Don't do that. They say slow and steady wins the race. Breaks. They say pace yourself with it. So 3 or 4 minutes. Take a break for a couple minutes. Repeat. Don't overdo it. And don't have sex until 3 or 4 hours after you used it. So you'll need some recovery time to get back into the full attention state. So that's crazy. Like, this is literally prep for guys. And like I said, Sugar would say, like as she...
On God.
She stated this. Not that I know this is a fact, because I don't know if I 100% believe her, but she did state that as the older you get, the smaller your wang gets. Yeah. And I was like, sus. And as before, sus was a phrase, yeah. I was like, that sounds like cap. She's like, what are you talking about? This is 2010. You don't say that shit. But, I mean, I don't necessarily 100% believe it, but as I get older, it's becoming more believable. Okay. So they say, maybe, potentially that's the thing. So you'll need some recovery time. He's number 4, it's natural. And he probably said it like this. Okay?
The Romans did it.
I'm going to read this, but I'm imagining he says it like this. It's not weird, dirty, perverted, or risky. I swear, if used properly. It can help with self-esteem, and all that good stuff. So it's more than just your wang. It's your soul.
Yeah, you're pumping your soul as well.
Yes, you are. You're making a girthier soul. Girthier soul is a happier soul.
It's a great band name.
Yeah. Maintenance, they say use it to maintain your gains. Now, my gym bro here knows what that's all about, right?
Say again.
You pump up your arms, You want to go every couple days to keep those arms looking pumped, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Penis
Good
pump,
point.
same thing. Yeah, almost.
I do at the gym, just pump my arms the whole time I'm
2
there.
days, heard that.
Right?
Yeah. So, they say you won't have to use it as much once you achieve the results you're looking for. So, apparently there's results that you could achieve that you're looking for. And here's the 6th and final thing that Aaron Marino wished he knew about a penis pump before he invested in one. Staying power. They say if you're a dude who's had issues with premature, these things can help you last longer. So these are all things that he wished he knew before, and he probably would have invested in a penis pump long before he actually got with one. Can
you do me a favor?
What's that?
Set a reminder to repeat this segment again when Cyber Monday comes.
Okay.
Thank you. Just for reasons.
I'm not deleting it from my show sheet. All this information is going to permanently stay on the show sheet.
Okay.
There's always little tidbits and facts that I end up accumulating throughout the year that I just like to keep on the show sheet, just as like a fun reminder. It's a trip too, like science stuff, say this one, cat news. Cats may experience grief. Like, I've had that on my show sheet for.
They don't have a soul. Do they actually have grief?
Yeah.
Wow.
They get really sad if you pass away before they eat you.
Yeah. It wasn't in the Himalayan mountains.
Yeah.
Snow meat.
Other science news that has nothing to do with anything, but a study found that marmosets have a specific calls or names for each other. And they're all basically like derogatory names too. Like, hey, fuckface. In marmoset. It's something we only thought humans, dolphins, and elephants did, but you could add marmosets to the list, right? And dolphins, man, you don't want to be called names by dolphins. It's a type of monkey. Yeah.
The tiny ones, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like smarter monkeys?
Yeah, I think it's the kind of monkeys that you would see like on sitcoms, like Chandler's on like Friends. That's a marmoset.
TV-friendly monkey. Okay.
Yeah, adorable, but at the same time, evil as all hell. Right. Will rip your face off.
Divas.
Yeah, super divas. Yeah. All right, let's get on the air, wrap things up with a beef tip, which I think we're actually almost out of time for. So, yeah.
Just do the penis pump again.
Yeah.
Run it back. Pump it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, my beef tip is if you're looking to get girthier, then make sure you watch the last 10 minutes of this podcast.
Right.
In fact, I'll just end it on that. That's all the time that we have for Beef Vegan Presents this morning, but I do like to thank our in-studio guest, Chef Anthony, and good luck to you for Iron Chef this Saturday that's happening at Desert Diamond Casino.
Thank you so much.
Yes. And don't forget to check out Chef Anthony at Oban, and they have that brand new brunch menu, so if you want to try an Eggs Benedict you never tried before in your life, and that's a guarantee, check out the brunch menu at Oban. I'm going to give you a beef tip before we wrap things up. My beef tip to you is if you ever wanted to be longer and stronger in the bedroom, then check out the last 10 minutes of the podcast. That's all I can tell you. Could be game-changing, but I'm serious, so you know.
Just saying.
Yeah, I think we learned something today, and that's
a little too much.
Always. A little too much information. All right, but we'd like to thank you guys for listening. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, we'll continue to give away tickets for Godsmack, Terror of the Corn, and The Reptilian Show. Till then, Robin Nash is up next. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and rock local. Later. Later.
Wish upon a
That's all the time we have for today.
will come an end to all your
Thank you guys for watching.
But